This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
There we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta, and yeah, it's wonderful to have you along for the ride, although tonight's ride is rather bumpy, considering the Phillies just took an embarrassing 14-7 loss to the St. Louis Cardinals, a game where they led 5-1 after the first inning. And let me just go over this real quick. Let's go over this. Aaron Nola, in order to be successful in, pitching this season, he needs to have JT Realmuto catching, check. Run support, certainly, check. 5-run first inning. Okay, after he gave up a run in the first inning. Okay, so 5-run first inning. You're leading 5-1 after the first inning. And then I believe he also needs a 90-degree day with no precipitation, no dew point, no cold front breezing through, nothing like that. And then he might be able to give you a quality start. Just then, maybe, if and only then, can he give you a quality start. He had all but one tonight, so I guess we should have seen it coming. I am absolutely raging over this one. And when it was 5-1, maybe this was one of the problems tonight. It was 5-1. I thought, they got the series. They got the series. Phillies are going to win this series. Another series win for the Phillies. This is going to be great. And then Nootbaar hit the home run in the third inning. And I went, okay, it's Aaron Nola. You're going to give up a long ball or two. I'm not going to panic until the second home run he gives up. And you know when I actually started panicking? You know when I actually started going? Is when Donovan got the double. Later in that inning, Wynn works the walk. Donovan gets the double, an RBI double. It's now from a 5-1 game. Nootbaar gets the home run, 5-2. Then it was a 5-3 game after Donovan's RBI double in the third inning. That's where I started to get a little antsy about Aaron Nola. And then every cut to the dugout, Rob Thomson's like, should I have more maple syrup? What's going on in the NHL playoffs? I was wondering what he was thinking about because I was already thinking about pulling Aaron Nola. That's when the wheels started to turn about potentially pulling Aaron Nola. You know how the game ended? It ended with a 14-7 loss at the hands of the Cardinals. And the Phillies lose their first series since, they got swept by the Mets. They lose their first home series since last year. That's fun. And Aaron Nola puts up the worst career start. His worst career start ever. That's where we're at right now. But either way, welcome in. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast. Let's start it off with three big things. Number one. Let me preface number two first. I'm going to go ahead and lay out everything that was wrong with Aaron Nola tonight. Okay? And then I'm going to do what some people might think is blaming somebody else, but I am not, okay? I'm not going to blame Rob Thomson for this. I'm not going to blame Rob Thomson, at least, for Nola's struggles. I will put some of the blame on Rob Thomson for the Phillies losing this game tonight. I will say that much. Three big things. Number one, Aaron Nola was god-awful, terrible tonight. Absolutely horrendously bad. And I feel like I have defended Aaron Nola more than most. I wouldn't necessarily call myself the president of his fan club or anything like that. But this year has been pretty much on point for the every other year he's kind of good. Last year he was kind of good. So that means this year he's going to be ass. Okay? So far, I'd say Aaron Nola is pretty much ass as far as tonight goes. That's where I'm at with Aaron Nola. And if you look at the line tonight, 3 2/3 from Aaron Nola. 12 hits, 9 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 3 home runs. And the amazing thing of this is that he only needed 83 pitches to get tattooed for that tonight. Only 83. I would have thought it would be like 120. By the way, Rob Thomson was just leaving him out there. So, look, that third inning, it started to snowball. No doubt about it. I can almost understand why Rob Thomson would let him out there again in the fourth inning. Hey, let's see what he's got. But the minute he gives up the home run to win with 1 out in the top of the fourth inning is the minute you go, I have seen enough. And it didn't seem like for the longest time Rob Thomson had anybody up. So this is where, yes, it's on Nola because he was terrible. Nothing was working. And look, some people might look at the strike zone tonight and say that it was terrible. Yeah, it was wildly inconsistent, but more often than not, it benefited the pitchers. So I'm not going to say, oh, the strike zone was terrible, so Aaron Nola deserves a pass on tonight. What are you kidding me? He was awful in this start tonight. In the first inning, I actually felt kind of bad for him just because he was getting ahead of hitters, and then he just wasn't finding the put-out pitch, the put-away pitch. They nickel and dimed him, kind of dinked and dunked him for a run on an RBI ground out, 1-0. But, he got out limiting the damage. So I was like, okay, get that out of your system. Now let's get it going here. All right, come on, Knowles. Let's get it going here. Phillies get him a 5-1 lead, and he promptly gives all that back. Not just gives it back, but surrenders the lead on the second home run of the night that he gave up. And that was to Burleson on a fastball that he just waited on. Or excuse me, he just jumped on, I should say. He walked up to the plate, first pitch fastball. He did not miss it. 2-run home run, 400-plus feet to right field. All of a sudden, it's a 6-5 St. Louis lead over the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber takes Nola off the hook by tying things up there in the bottom of the third inning with a home run. Great to see that. And then a 15th home run of the season after his on-base streak was halted in the first game of this doubleheader. He takes Nola off the hook, makes it a 6-6 ball game. And then Nola says, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to give the lead right back to him. That's exactly what he does. So Nola, there's nothing to blame. No one to blame other than Aaron Nola for how bad Aaron Nola was tonight. Again, he had JT Realmuto. He had run support. He didn't hold up even close. He wasn't even close to holding up his end of the bargain. He was terrible. Number 2. Rob Thomson, what are you doing in the dugout? Like today, what is it you say you do here? Everyone at the stadium, anyone who went through a turnstile for game 1 or 2 could have told you today that Aaron Nola didn't have it. They would have pulled him. I would have pulled him. The minute he gives up that third home run to win, he's gone. See you later. I'm going to preserve a 5-3 lead, at least at that point. Or excuse me, a 7-6 one-run deficit it was, excuse me. I'm going to preserve it at that, and I'm going to go to the bullpen. Because it just so happens, you had a little preview of what went down in that third inning where you have an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Maybe Nola doesn't have it tonight. Let me get Taijuan Walker, my guy who is now deemed my long reliever. Let me get him up and running in the bullpen so I can bring him in and maybe get us to the 6th inning, 7th inning, something like that for the rest of the guys to take over. Oh, and there's an off day tomorrow. So let me just go ahead and spare the rest of us. But no, Rob Thomson sits there just hanging out in the dugout. You get the home run from Wynn sitting there. Donovan grounds out to short, so you got 2 outs all of a sudden. This is nice. Then there's an infield single. Then Contreras gets a single. Then Herrera gets an infield single. And then, finally, he goes, maybe that's it for Aaron Nola. And then puts Tanner Banks in a bases-loaded 1-out situation. And Tanner Banks, bases-loaded 2-out situation, and Tanner Banks has to get out of that. He gives up a 2-run single. Bing, bang, boom. That was it for him. I don't know what Rob Thomson was thinking in that 4th inning. But the minute he gives up the 3rd home run, I'd say that was the time to go get him. And he opted not to do that. Did he get dinked and dunked for 2 hits in that inning? Yeah, he did. But so what? Get him out of that inning. A lot earlier than you did. Number 3 big things. Just the overall disappointment in this loss. Just the overall disappointment. There's a 5-1 lead. One of the guys that is paid to be your number 2 or 3 in this rotation, really number 2, really supposed to be a 1A, doesn't hold that lead. Your lineup gets you 7 runs of support for your pitching staff. You should win that game. And obviously the Phillies came far from doing that tonight. Very, very disappointing. And then here's the kicker. Ready for this? Aaron Nola is hosting his charity event tomorrow night at Citizens Bank Park. Don't want to go into charity night after a night like tonight. That's for sure. But this was just so disappointing for the Phillies tonight. And, there are other things that certainly compounded the problem tonight. Carlos Hernandez was terrible tonight. You can look at his numbers on the evening. 2/3 of an inning tonight, 2 runs, 3 hits, had an awful cross-up. You know what? It did cross my mind. It did cross my mind whether or not they were actually throwing at Vodrick, the home plate umpire tonight, because he was terrible. But again, he mostly benefited the pitchers and was a detriment to the hitters, as Bryson Stott can tell you tonight. JT Realmuto can tell you tonight. Trey Turner, there's a great shot of Trey Turner turning and looking at Vondruk tonight and just being like, that's terrible. Schwarber, I think, was the victim of one of them as well, but it was terrible. But Carlos Hernandez had a horrible cross-up with JT Realmuto where somebody's just took it on the chin in this one, other than Aaron Nola, that is. But that was pretty terrible tonight. But you look at the lineup tonight. This is what's soul-crushing about it. Every one of your starters, with the exception of Bryce Harper tonight, got a hit. Nick Castellanos, multi-hit game. Alec Boehm, multi-hit game. Alec Boehm hit another home run, also to opposite field. I thought that was going to be the good juju. I was really maintaining optimism as long as I could in this game. But Alec Boehm gets his second home run, in a week and a half? First one was in Tampa. Good to see that from Alec Boehm. 2 hits also, like I said, great. But 7 runs, and you give up 14. Absolutely embarrassing. And then this is the one that cost you a run and ended up costing you a run here. And it was when Carlos Hernandez came into the game for Taijuan Walker. I believe that's when it went down. Scott leads off the 8th inning with a single to left field. Nootbaar lines out to left. Scott's able to go to third on that. Wynn gets the RBI single. It's a 10-7 game. Donovan works the walk. First and second, 1 out. Arenado hits a long fly ball, deep center field, shaded to the left field corner, or left field, shaded to left center field. Marsh puts his mitt in the air on the warning track and misses it. Would have been the second out of the inning. Instead, it was a bases-loaded, 1-out situation. They scored another run on a wild pitch. They played another one on a sac fly RBI to center. And that was just let the mistakes compound in this one. You saw the worst of Aaron Nola tonight, quite literally, the worst of Aaron Nola. You saw what I consider to be the worst of Rob Thomson tonight, and just letting Nola just continue. Letting a guy who clearly doesn't have it continue to pitch is just, I mean, that's diabolical. I was like, is he pissed at Aaron Nola? And then wasting the effort in the process of a 7-run game and a 5-1 lead after the first inning. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Also, as I mentioned, Kyle Schwarber, his 1 hit on the evening was his 15th home run of the season. Another waste for the Phillies tonight. When we come back, I'll give you a player of the game. I'll give you a turning point, and I'll give you what you'll be talking about tomorrow. And then maybe we'll talk about the Eagles' schedule. Really rough, by the way, I might add. Really, really rough. All right. We'll get all that and more when we come back. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. SupplyHouse.com. You guys know about SupplyHouse.com. We've been talking about it a lot here on Locked On Phillies Postcasts. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade, SupplyHouse.com. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts and 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person at SupplyHouse.com. And for trade professionals looking for that extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at SupplyHouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. It's just that simple. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's SupplyHouse.com, SupplyHouse.com. All right, let's jump right into it when it comes to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I mean this in every negative way possible. I mean this in every single negative way possible. There's the banner. What am I doing? There we go. Every single negative way possible. The player of the game today, as in the worst player of the game tonight, was Aaron Nola. Congratulations to Aaron Nola. This is rock bottom. Welcome. Please only go up from here. Don't dig any deeper. Let this be rock bottom. Bottoming out. Let it be right here, right now. Please. Pretty please. I'll buy you a nice po' boy. How about that? All right. As far as the turning point of this game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe that third inning where Nola just got completely rocked. Maybe that will be it. As far as what we'll be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think tomorrow you're going to be talking about the Eagles' schedule. I think you're going to be talking about how hard the Eagles' schedule is. And then I think you might just mention in between going down W's and L's for the Eagles' schedule. After that, you'll probably be talking about how Aaron Nola got rocked in this game today. So that's what I think you'll be kicking around. Now let's go to the chat check and see how you guys feel about this. Whoa, terrible. Philadelphia Phillies lost. Whoa, you guys were popping off here. This is just bonkers. Polar Buck, now playing the role of 2024 Taijuan Walker, is Aaron Nola. He handed out a lot of home runs, and coincidentally, there are a lot of F-bombs here as well. How about that? Harper, 999 RBI shy. 999 RBIs, one shy of 1,000. Schwarber, 299 home runs. Hey, there you go. Now we're excited. Sure, Topper, 2 outs in the 7th. Tying run at the plate. Lefty matchup. Max Kepler up. Why? It's not like he's tearing the cover off the ball right now. Weston Wilson should have been up. Good one. I'll take that. I was too already blind by rage. Good one, Jeremy Von Skyver. Thank you. Facts. It was all Nola clearly didn't have it tonight. I'm surprised Walker didn't start the 4th. I would have been surprised if Walker came out in the 4th inning. Just because this is a normal thing for Rob Thomson to say, all right, he'll figure it out. You figure it out. You settle in. Then once he didn't settle in and gave up not his first, second, but his 3rd home run, that is when you pull him. Evelyn, hello, Evelyn. Go from fantastic pitching to just poop all around. Hit parade in the 1st, and then basically nothing. Yep, it was pretty terrible. Joel, disaster of a game. Scoring 7 runs should be more than enough to win a game. I concur. Evelyn, the ump behind the plate was terrible. I agree, but look, you can acknowledge that the umpire behind the plate was terrible, but he was terrible mostly in favor of the pitchers. Like the strike zone was 3 inches lower than it needed to be tonight. Just inexcusable. Ari, congratulations to you guys. You took it to the Phils. Those could not have been two different. Those could not have been 2 different games. More than different. I'm emotionally, physically, and ecumenically exhausted. Ecumenically, thank you. Tired, exhausted. Ari, good for you, man. Congratulations on your victories today. Jeremy Van Scriver, congratulations to Aaron Nola. He becomes the first Phillies pitcher in 124 years to lose 7 games before May 15th. I heard that. Yes, that is correct. That was like the outgoing stat of the broadcast tonight. When's the Eagle squad schedule happening? Friday morning. We're gonna do our show. Nola's pitching is danger to himself and others unless you pull for another team, says Philly and 8. I agree. Farzy can't bench the bar. Farzy, like I've been saying so far all season, we have a 7-year, $172 million Nola problem. Never would have given him that money. Yep. I can see why that'd be a problem. Is a problem. Greg says Eagles chant. Yep. Little G Griffin, I'm a big fan of the Eagles season. Better Eagles kick Cowboys' butts. I hope so. Christopher Michael, Nola is pure crap. Not looking forward to this contract anymore. I'm not either. BC, I don't even feel like shouting out your Dodgers tonight, please. Spurger King, $26 million a year for Nola. Money well spent, huh, Farzy? Yep, nope. But here's the guarantee. Next year it will be. This year, because this is how it goes. It's a perfect fluctuation over the last 5 years. Oh, Aaron Nola, way to go. God, Aaron Nola's terrible. Hey, Aaron Nola, way to go. Aaron Nola's terrible. John Messina, Andrew Painter needs to come up now. I would love it. Hodgepodge. May have to spike. Farzy, I may have to spike my espresso tonight. Hey, you treat yourself. A little cognac, okay? A little amaretto, the classics. And maybe go a little Sambuca. You know what I mean? Any of the three will do. Drink responsibly. Nola already had his charity night tonight. Joel Elvers. Nola already had his charity night tonight, giving away hits and runs. Everybody, take them. The Oprah night. You get a hit. You get a home run. Tommy Shrove. Why did Nola stay in for so long? Plenty of times to pull him. He kept coming back each inning. I don't know. I think this means goofy stuff, says the Red. Is that supposed to be Eric the Red? Wow, that's a way to spell it. It's a doubleheader. Goofy stuff happens in a doubleheader. That being said, Nola needs to sit and figure it out. I agree. Farzy can't bench the bar. Farzy, will you ever bench it with a couple of plates? Yeah, one day. One day. Why not Rojas? I don't know, Tommy. Yo Farzetta, says Tommy B. Yo Farzetta, watch them put Nola on the DL with a mysterious injury. Sad to say, but he's done. I don't think he's done. I think he's terrible right now. And I caught a little bit of Ben Davis before I hit go on the show here. And I think Ben knows the family well. That's just a hunch. And it wouldn't surprise me if Nola in the very near future got an IL stint. I don't blame injury until I know about an injury. I look, Brandon Marsh hit. Oh, God, it's a terrible example to bring up right now, but he did get another hit tonight. Brandon Marsh has hit a lot better since his IL stint. All right. Shut it down for a minute, get away from it for a minute, come back, and at least give us hope that the reset button might have been hit during a 2-week layoff or something like that. Appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. All right. Off day tomorrow for your fighting Phils, unless you're counting Aaron Nola's other charity night. They're back at it for a weekend series against the Pittsburgh Pirates starting at 6:45 on Friday night. Andrew Haney gets the start against Ranger Suarez, a lefty-lefty matchup in that one. The start times for these series is, 6:45 for the Phillies, who are now, by the way, 25-18 on the season. Come on now. Talk amongst yourselves for a second here. I'll give you a topic. DFA Aaron Nola or not DFA Aaron Nola. Pittsburgh. All right. I knew it was awkward times here. 6:45 Friday night, 6:05 Saturday night, 1:35 Sunday. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Back with you guys on Friday night. Look forward to that one. Hopefully talking about a Phillies win where they get back on track and start off another series winning streak. See you guys then.